what we're going to do is shift gears a little bit and talk about the working groups, because it's another exciting piece of PVGrows. And when you bounce around to different themes like we do, as you know, food security last time, farm to institution this time, who knows what next time, you kind of get these not leftover, but people organize around an issue, right? So PVGrows doesn't have programs to run. It's the members of PVGrows that come together independently and can take collaborative action. So you're going to hear from 5 or 6 different working groups that are currently active. There are other working groups that have come into being and then have lived their life and have faded away. You could start a working group today that lasts as long as lunch. It could be a 45-minute working group and it never happens again. It's just a discussion. It's a way that certain issues and certain groupings of people that could get traction do sometimes get traction. So please just consider that. We're gonna hear from them in order. I'm gonna have a person from each working group come up here. I'm gonna give them 2 minutes each instead of 3. Sorry, I promised them 3, but I'm gonna give them 2 minutes each. Our first one is going to be Tom Willits, and he's going to talk about the PVGrows Finance Working Group, which includes the PVGrows Loan Fund. So, welcome, Tom.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. It's a great event. There are 2 pieces of paper that I really want to make sure you are aware of exist. And these are both, can be found, I'll tell you what they are. They're out here in the entryway at the CISA table. And basically what these are is there is the PVGrows Loan Fund, which is available for food, agricultural businesses. This includes equipment, infrastructure, business costs, and there are funds up to $250,000 available. And so anyone who's interested in accessing this loan fund, you should certainly pick up one of these sheets of paper. You can also go to pvgrows.com.net and access information and sign up through the site. And there are certainly, of course, you'll see on the back here, there are 9 partners working together, this working finance group. And there's information accessible to each one of the organizations as well. We've also now have on this piece of paper information about a new business assistance fund that you can access up to $10,000 to accomplish business plans, business planning, work that needs to be done in anticipation of borrowing money, equity raise, etc. And so this is also has all the details, also can be found through the PVGrows website. And we're also happy to announce that Jess Mayhew, who's, you want to stand up right there, has been brought on board this month, next month, I think you start? Soon. Right now. Okay. And he is a coordinator reaching out for the PVGrows Working Finance Group and PVGrows to help you get this, as well as other things, to really get the word out more about what we're working on.
So that is a very committed working group that meets every single month for the last 3 years, and 9 organizations represented, and they raised $750,000 for a loan fund. So there's a lot of possibilities for what working groups can and do. Next, we've got the Slow Money Pioneer Valley chapter. Dan, are you doing it?
I could do it.
And Spirit, is he doing it? Or just me?
I think I'm doing it. All right. I'm Dan Rosenberg from Real Pickles up in Greenfield. So I'm part of the leadership group in the Slow Money working group. I've been part of the leadership group in the last few months. The group's been working well over a year. The first meeting happened, I believe, after this PVGrows Spring Forum last year. Slow Money is, I guess you could say, about bringing investment money down to earth and directing investment dollars toward development of local and sustainable food systems, and directing them, informing them in a way that really supports enterprises that are trying to build a better food system. Slow Money is also a national organization, and the Slow Money Working Group within PVGrows is also a local chapter of the National Slow Money Organization. And we'll have a lunch table, and also this afternoon, elsewhere in this building downstairs, there's going to be what I believe is the third meeting of the Slow Money Pioneer Valley chapter. So I invite you to consider joining for that.
And Dan, where will the lunch table be?
I have no idea.
Dan's going to be over here. Anybody interested in that slow money? Okay, finance with Tom over there. And also on that slow money meeting, you can come to lunch and find out more about what this afternoon's meeting is going to be about and check it out. That's on the level 1 of this building at 1:30. All right, here's next. Oh, and there's the Slow Money National. That's what they look like. Food system job creation. Alex, Risley, Schroeder. Which has a slide.
Hi, I'm Alex Risley Schroeder with the Mass Workforce Alliance. I am nominally one of the people sort of fostering movement in this group, and we have as our main focus strengthening our food system can create jobs. A lot of the subtext that you heard today, and maybe that you heard in your small group, does have job creation potential. So this group is looking at that. It's very cross-disciplinary. If you like big, knotty problems, this group might be for you. And our current projects, and I'm really excited to say we actually have 2 projects that we're focusing on. An educational webinar on increasing regional food processing, and we've secured a meat expert and our own local produce, vegetable expert, John Waite, will also be part of this webinar, and we're firming that up, so stay tuned. Come to lunch, you can help plan it. Now that's really pretty an exciting opportunity. And then an analysis of local food system jobs, and that's a little more open, and so if you like that kind of synthetic, analytic, multidisciplinary, or if you just want to know what the jobs are, come to lunch with us. Thank you.
Race and the food system. Kamilah.
Hi everyone, can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay. So my name is Kamilah, and as of right now, I'm serving as the chair of sorts of PVGrows, maybe its newest working group, maybe? The Race in the Food System Working Group. And the group basically works to have an understanding or develop an understanding of the ways that racism operates through internal biases, social determinants, and also bigger structural and institutional systems within the Pioneer Valley that kind of informs people's access to food. I was initially drawn to the working group because I've noticed that here within the Pioneer Valley, within the 3 counties, there's a lot of disparities in the ways that people are able to produce, access, and consume food, and a lot of those disparities lie along racial lines. So the working group for me was kind of a way to unpack some of those different dynamics and see what exactly was going on within the 3 counties and within the organizations here that are sometimes perpetuating and sometimes mitigating those disparities. The working group had also, please let me know if I'm going past the 2 minutes because I want to go kind of quickly. The group had its first meeting at the end of March and showed a partial screening of Cracking the Codes, which kind of gave a breakdown and overview, okay, 1 minute left, of racial disparities within the United States as a whole, and we kind of examined that film through the lens of organizations within PVGrows and within the Pioneer Valley as a whole. The working group is also working to coordinate with other anti-racism organizations within the Pioneer Valley that are already established that are doing good work. One of such organizations is the Undoing Racism Organizing Collective of Western Massachusetts, and they put on they've done a couple each year, an Undoing Racism workshop, which I encourage many, if not all of you to go to. They're having a meeting that's youth-centered this June on the 15th, and I have flyers and registration forms here. PVGrows is also planning another Undoing Racism workshop specifically for food people. So I encourage you all, if you want a better understanding of racism and the ways that it operates structurally and internally, to attend that. So I will say that we'll be meeting right here because my stuff is here and I have a lot of stuff and I don't want to lug it around. But thanks for your time.
Entrepreneurship. Kyra. Kristof.
Hi, I'm Kristof. I am a local food system entrepreneur, and I'm also part of the PV Slow Money chapter group. And one of the things that has been emerging out of that work is that we live in this community that has a lot of really rich resources available as financial tools for local food system businesses, but maybe not the number of people accessing those tools as might have been expected. So there's been an emerging conversation over the last several months about ways that entrepreneurs might be more effectively supported in the community. And this is a brand new working group. If you come to lunch, you'll have an opportunity to put your stamp on its initial efforts. We'll be addressing a number of things today. One of our questions is, what are the ways in which local entrepreneurs need support, and how can we match them to resources that are already in existence? We're also announcing the beginning of a time grants program so that we're able to get, thank you, we're able to get professional services and technical assistance to entrepreneurs who just maybe need a half day or a day of support directly so that we can match them to those services. So if you offer TA right now and would like to make a donation of a half a day or more of your time to that program and be matched to a local entrepreneur who might be able to make good use of them, please come talk with us. I hope to see you at the table.
Okay, higher education, Madeleine Charney.
Hi, I'm Madeleine Charney. I am a UMass Amherst librarian, and 2.5 years ago I initiated this higher ed working group. We had 2 fabulous events. Some of you were there. I'm sure it was called Fast Talk About Food. They were really well attended. We had faculty and students presenting their food systems, research, and projects shoulder to shoulder. It was really exciting. We're moving into a new phase of seeking new leadership as I am stepping down. So please join us at lunch and help us generate some new ideas. As you can see in higher ed, there is much happening in our dining halls, in our facilities, in our classrooms. It is truly fertile ground. So join us and continue the conversation. And I'm going to be sitting right over there in that middle table.
Thank you. And then last but not least is, are there any others that anyone want to host a lunch table about anything? Okay, yes, this is great. I've heard this mentioned coming up. I think this is a great idea, so please describe it yourself.
So I'm Lisa Damon from the Mass Farm to School project, and we are a spontaneous working group. We'll be spontaneous throughout the lunchtime and talk about a host of topics that weren't covered. You heard a little bit from Kelly in the beginning, her 15-minute description, and then I feel like there was quite a few other topics talked about in the last breakout session. So, if you felt like there was other topics you would have liked to get to in the last session, we can kind of delve into those issues and get into more details, things, questions, topics you want to talk about. So we can meet right up here in the front.
And what's it called?
The Mass Farm to School or Farm to Institution.